Alright, good morning guys. Nick with NK Landscaping. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're at the lumber yard. So we're picking up some stuff to put the railing on the stairs for that retaining wall and step job that we did. So we just picked up all of our lumber. You probably can't see it, but it's there. So heading out now and over to the job. So started the video a little late on this one, but I'll check in with you when we see you on the job. So as you can see, we're back on the stair and wall project. So what we're going to be doing here today is putting on a railing on the right side here, just to make this a little safer with winter coming up. You know, you don't want to be falling off the wall, something to grab onto when it gets icy. So we're going to put some 4x4 posts in. This is going through with the post hole digger, digging out. We're not going to do concrete or anything. We're going to actually bolt it to the railroad ties. So it's going to come up here. We're going to do a post. This section right here, we're going to leave open on the side, just so that they can get the mowers over to this area to mow. And it's a big enough, section where you could get a mower through here. We're going to start back up again here, and then wrap it around the corner right to here. And then she has an existing railing, and this may get demolished and replaced in the future. So I'm gonna go through here. We have our construction trailer and all of our tools. This is normally what we do for work, but we do have all the tools to do it. Just because, like I said, back in the past we used to do a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna go through real quick with these 4x4s. I'm gonna router all the edges so they're nice and smooth, so when we get them installed, we're going to do 2x4 railings to match what she has up there existing. So I'm going to go through, route all the 4x4 posts so they're nice and smooth. We'll get them installed, and then we'll get them all cut for the 2x4s. So I'll check in with you in a minute here once we get moving. Alright, now we have all of our lumber unloaded. So we have a bunch of 8 foot 4x4s and 8 foot 2x4s. I'm actually really surprised at the quality of the lumber. Usually it's not so good, but we got a good batch. Like I said, I'm going to go through and I'm going to route all the edges. So on this wood, the edge is very square, sharp. For those of you that don't know, this is a router. So basically it spins, and on the end of this it has a very razor sharp bit, and I'm going to cut this rounded, I believe that's a 3/8 round chamfer. So I'm going to chamfer all these edges so that, if you were to hold on to it or grab it, it's going to be nice and smooth and comfortable. So I'm going to run through these, route all 4 sides of all these posts. Fitz has all the holes dug. We'll get them in and bolt them to the steps, and then we can figure out all the angles for the top cuts and all that. So I'll check in with you in a moment. Alright, so I'll just give you a little demonstration of the way the router works. So you basically put this flat acrylic pad down on top. And then you turn it on. You're going to push this up against the side of the board, and on the bottom here, that bottommost silver piece, it's a bearing, so that rides on this side of the wood and only allows me to cut so deep. So real quick, so if you look, we have a nice rounded edge here, nice and smooth, versus this sharp square edge. So I'm just going to run up and down the sides of all these, get them all nice, and then we'll get them installed in our holes here. Okay, we have all of our 4x4s routed. Once again, Nice round edges, comfortable to hold on to. Not that you're necessarily going to be holding on to the 4x4, but you never know, you might grab onto it. So these two posts down here are going to be bolted directly to the retaining wall. So it'll be one here and one in the corner, and then we'll start putting them in the little footing holes that we've dug for them. So real quick here, we're gonna get these mocked up, figure out what we need to do here, level everything out, and get these bolted in place. We'll probably start here and work our way up, and then once everything is installed, we can start cutting the angles on the top of them to our railing height. So I'll check in with you in a minute. Okay, Danny and Kurt decided to show up. They were down the road, so they're gonna help us with this. I'm working on this corner here. So what I'm thinking about doing is bolting this piece right to the outside here so that it is flush with the face. So when you come up, you can grab your railing. I'm gonna have to make a funny cut on this guy that'll bolt right to this. Then we'll make our turn. They're getting all these vertical posts installed, so they're just shooting some Tech screws or TimberTech screws through here to hold them in place. They're leveling them, and then we will drill and lag bolt these into the existing steps. And then once these two are in place, we can start getting our angles, and we'll have you know, a nice base to start making our marks to cut everything, get them all screwed together. On this one, just because I don't want it to look so ugly on the bottom, the nice 45, routed all the edges, so that'll look really nice. We'll pick it up off the driveway, so you know, you can shovel under it and stuff's not going to get caught under it. So we'll work on this next one, and then we'll continue going. Oh, it's windy. So I'm gonna see if you can visualize this. I have this guy. I'm gonna make a cut here, not fully across, but I'm gonna notch it out. I'll draw it out in a second here, but basically what I'm envisioning, this will sit right about in this corner. I will cut this, kind of core this out to match this angle so it sits in here, because I need it to be flush on this plane, and I need it to be flush on this plane. So I'll draw those lines real quick and I'll show you what I'm envisioning, and then I'm going to take the good old hacksaw to this and make my cut. So basically you can see here, I'm going to take off this whole kind of triangle piece so that we're left with something to bolt right to that front face. So I'm going to go get my tool and we'll start chopping away at that. So this is what I'm going to be using to make this cut. So this is a Milwaukee hacksaw. And then I have this is basically like a pruning blade. These are very sharp serrated edges, and they're kind of kicked to each other. I can't really show you on the camera, it doesn't have that definition. But I'm gonna take that through here, I'm gonna make my vertical cut down to this line, and then I'm gonna cut in and across just to get rid of this piece. I've done this a lot in the past with this tool. It works really well, and it's actually a lot more accurate than you think it is. So, got people sneezing in the background, but I'll set you up on the camera here and try to get a video for you. see my rough cut here. Hit this with the sander real quick, and then even that up. Should be good. So that's my test fitment. Fits really nice. Now, I'm not loving this gap here, unfortunately, but I didn't know we were doing a railing while we were building this. That was not in anybody's heads. So if I were to have known that, I would have done that corner a little differently. But we're basically in line with this plane. It's off by just a little bit. Like if you look down this line, we're in just a little bit on this side, but we match up perfectly right here, and that's the goal. This straight section we want to match up. It doesn't matter so much on this really short section. Maybe I can cut a filler piece, or even could put that there and trim it just to make it look a little better. I mean, we're at risk of cracking that if we do that, but it is a possibility. So yeah, that looks nice. We're gonna get this one bolted in, that one bolted in. They're making their way up, leveling everything as they go, doing the final bolts for that. So those are 3/8 lag bolts, 8 inches long with washers. Be really sturdy. Plus they're in the ground, we'll backfill them. So we'll get these all in place, and I'll update you in a minute. So we now have all of our railings mounted in place. We're going through, we're mounting the railing real quick, making our marks at 36-inch height. So I'm gonna cut these 4x4s, and then I have my 2x4 to mount here, and Kurt's gonna go up the line, mount that same 36 on all these, and we'll figure out our angles and cuts so we can start getting everything mounted in place here. We're midway putting this railing on. We have most of the top section on. Messed up this cut so it doesn't match here, but it works. And then here I just need to do a trim, but the rest of this is good. We're working on this top section. One of those posts wasn't so great, so we're gonna move it over. I'm thinking about moving that corner post because we can't get that corner the way we did it. It doesn't match up right. But what we're gonna work on now is putting the lower section of the railing on to match this, so that it has the two sections. But yeah, it's sturdy, and it is nice to be able to go down the steps with the railing. So we're going to continue working here. We have everything marked out for our lower portion, so me and Kurt are going to get working on that in a second here. Yeah, it's moving along good. Like I said, this is a little different from what we normally do, but we have the tools for it and the client asked for it, so why not do it? So I'll check back in with you in another minute here. All right, guys, before my camera goes and dies on me, let's take a look at the final product. So we didn't do double rail just on the bottom because it would have looked a little weird, but from the first railing up, oh, I'm tripping myself because I'm not using the railing. We got the double railing to match exactly what she has. You said space here for mowers or anything that you need to get through here. It comes through, comes over here, and then once you're back into the existing stairs, you have her railing. So we did our best to match it. I think it came out pretty darn good. Nice little quick project, and we're off to the next one. So I know this is probably a shorter video, not a whole lot of footage to get here. You know, I could have set up a little more time-lapse stuff. But as usual, thanks again for watching. Consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, thank you guys. Have a good day.